Have you tried everything to get rid of the black tank smell in your RV? The black tank just might not be the problem. Your toilet could be the scene of the crime. On this episode, we're going to change out the old toilet in this RV, and we're going to show you step by step how to do it on this episode of Roaming with Rosie. Hey Roamers, Jamie back at you. After everything we've done, Rosie still stinks. Our RV toilet problems are still continuing. If you've been following us, we've shown you all the different methods of how to clean and sanitize your black tank, as well as how to maintain it. We've shown you the Geo method of maintaining your black tank by adding Dawn soap, Calgon, and borax. We've also tried Happy Camper, TSD Orange Singles, RV Digested products. We've back flushed the tank, and we also did some serious cleaning with a swivel stick. Now all of these methods did their job. There's a link up here and in the description below in this video for a full playlist on all these episodes. Now like I said, everything has worked for a few days of living in it, but eventually the odor returns. The toilet is actually the base of the problem, literally. Now the flange seal at the base of the toilet is all dried up and cracked. This is a 2006 motorhome, and it spent a lot of time in the desert. Now things made of rubber and plastic in this desert heat don't last very long. So today, it's out with the old and in with the new. Toilet, that is. Let's get going. Okay guys, so step one in the process of replacing an RV toilet is I need to remove this one. This is the Thetford one that came with it initially. Came with the motorhome when it was purchased brand new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all taken apart and taken out of here, and then clean everything up before I install the new one. So first part we need to do before we do any of that kind of stuff, because we're dealing with the nasty sewer, we want to wear some protective gloves. So on the back of this unit has these rubber things that hold this part here together in the back. So now that I have those bands off of there, those like rubber bands that hold it in the back, I'm just gonna pull this piece off here that kind of hides where the toilet is mounted down on the floor. So that comes apart like that. And like I said, those bands went over across here and across there at the bottom. So now the next step is I got to remove that bolt, and there's one on the opposite side of the toilet that's exactly the same, and the water supply line. So those are the things that I need to do next. I'm just going to use a crescent wrench to get that out. Can't really use a socket because of how long the thread is. So I'm just going to use this right now. I could grab a wrench, but this is handy. I had it right here with me, so I'm just going to use this. That loose. Okay, got that off. Now we need to take off our water supply line. There's a water shut off back here, so I have that shut off, and then I just need to undo the water supply line right here. Okay, so that's undone. So now I should be able to lift the toilet up and out of here. So now what I'm going to do is the flange seal, the old one, it's all disintegrated. I'm going to get that off of there and clean that surface so it's nice and clean. The thing we don't want to do is get anything down into the tank. So whatever I do, I'm going to do it so I'm pushing it away from where that hole is. I don't have anything to really block that to stop anything from going down in there. So I'm just going to work very carefully at pushing it away from the hole. Here's what's left of that flange seal. It was all disintegrated and broken up. I think that's part of the reason we were having an issue with smells and things of that nature, because it wasn't a good seal here. I could have just bought a new seal and replaced that and used the old toilet, but we weren't really huge fans of that toilet, so it just kind of made sense. Hey, you know, we wanted to buy a new toilet, so we ended up doing that. The kit also comes with new mounting bolts, and these ones are kind of rusty, so I'm going to take these out, get rid of those, and replace these, and then I'll put the new bolts in there, put the toilet down here, and then get it all mounted down, and then we'll go from there. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up so it's nice and clean here. When you purchase the toilet, it comes with the mounting bolts, and they're sealed in a plastic bag. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these out, and I'm going to put those in place, and then I sit the toilet on top of that and then bolt it down. This just fits down into that slot like so, and you just slide it over like that. You can do the same thing on this side, and then when we get our toilet, we'll just sit it down on the top of that, and that's what you mount it down to. This is the toilet that we're going to be putting in the RV to replace the old one. It's a Dometic 320. It's a little bit higher, kind of like a standard toilet that's in a residence, like your house or whatever. And it's also elongated, so it has the elongated bowl. And it also has a porcelain bowl on it, so that's really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an unboxing real quick. If you're interested in purchasing this, I got it off of Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description, so if you'd like to check this out, maybe get it for your RV, the link will be down in the description of this video. It comes with the flange seal for the bottom of where the toilet seats. Also comes with all the bolts and the plastic cover to go over the bolts once you get it all mounted. So one thing, if you go to order this toilet, or any toilet for that matter, when I went on Amazon, they actually have pictures that you can scroll through to kind of see the item. Well, on there they actually had a drawing that basically shows all the dimensions of the toilet. And the thing you want to be concerned about is from the center of this hole here to the edge here, where the seat is, and then also, again, from the center of this hole to the back of the toilet, right here. Not the back of here, the back of here. You want to make sure where your walls are in relationship to those points. Because if you don't have enough room, then the toilet won't work, then you're going to have a hassle of having to return it. What I did is I went and measured mine to see what it was, and then went and looked at those pictures, and it basically showed me like a schematic of what the dimensions were, so that I know that this is going to fit.
So excited about the new toilet, Dexter?
So now the next step in the process is I have the bolts on there. So now I want to slide the toilet over those bolts on those two holes that are on the bottom of the toilet there. If you can see those small holes. That bolt is through, and the one on the back side, that one is through as well. So the next step is they enclose these washers and these nuts, and those basically screw onto the bolt, and that's what holds the toilet down. So we're going to go ahead and put a washer and a nut on one, and a washer and a nut on the other. The washer is on there now, so now I just need to put the nut on there. And I'm not going to tighten it down all the way, I'm just going to get it down so it's a little bit snug. because I want to put the one on the other side. And then it's kind of like when you put a tire on you mount your tire on a car. You don't tighten down one lug nut all the way. You kind of gradually do them as you work around, so the thing seats on there properly. Because of the shape of this toilet, I wasn't able to use a crescent wrench to tighten down the nuts. Looks like they're 11 millimeter, so I went and got this wrench to be able to do that. So now the next step is tighten these down. You don't want to do, like I said, you don't want to do one side all the way. You want to do one side a little bit, the next side a little bit. That way you get the toilet seated properly. And then now I'm going to come back to this side and tighten that a little bit more. They're completely tight. What I did, like I showed you, I went from side to side, gradually tighten it down. Yeah. As I was tightening it, I would come up here periodically and check to see if it was sturdy or not. So what I did, you can feel as you're tightening it down. One thing I do want to let you know is the bottom of the toilet is made out of plastic. So if you over tighten it, I mean, if you really wrench down on it and really crank it down, you could possibly crack it. So as you're tightening it, you'd want to get it nice and snug, but you don't want to over tighten it because you could break it. So, but now it's seated really well. It's not shaking at all. The next step that I need to do is hook up my water supply. So we're just going to take our water supply and we're going to put it on there, and we're going to, you want to make sure not to get it cross-threaded. Like right now, I think it is cross-threaded. You should spin on there, tighten down on there real smooth. And you don't need to get a wrench or anything to tighten it down. Just needs to be hand tight. And then I want to turn my water back on. There we go. So now if I turn my pump on my system here, I should be able to have water coming through the toilet. If all else fails, and you're not 100% sure, they do have instructions here on how to install it. The reason I didn't really go through the instructions is I put this exact same toilet in Rosie number 1, so I know exactly how it all went. So, but it does come with instructions on how to do that. So now that we have the toilet all mounted, we have the water hooked up and all that, last thing is making it look nice. So these little caps, it's kind of like in a toilet in your house. They have the same type of caps that go over the bolts and the nuts. So I'm just going to put these over top, make it look nice and finished, and then we'll go ahead and test it out and see how she flushes. So we just want to take our cap, and it goes on like so. So I'm just going to do the one on the other side and we should be all set. So she works. The other thing I want to point out is the seat may be loose. There's a black little knob on the back side here. You take a screwdriver, either a flat screwdriver or a Phillips, you hold this side and you hold the black knob on the underside, and you can tighten that down so your seat's not wiggling around at all. And I'm just going to grab under here, you can feel it, and I'm going to tighten that down, and that cover just pushes back on. I can do the same thing on this side. And there we go. So now the toilet seat's all nice and secure. Hey roamers, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you know anybody that can benefit from these videos, I'd really appreciate it if you would share it with them. If you're not yet a subscriber, make sure and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so you'll be notified next time we upload a new video. And make sure to leave a comment, that way you can be part of the conversation. Until next time, we'll see you.